Hello, welcome to my channel, Bow and Arrow Tarot. Today we're going to get right into the weekly reading for the sign of Scorpio. This is going to be for February 1st to the 7th. And before we do that, I'm just letting you know that I'm giving away another tarot deck. This one is an oracle deck, and it is the Island Time Wellness Love Oracle deck that I'm giving away. This is the oracle deck that I'm using now in my readings instead of the Romance Angel deck, because I'm giving that deck a little bit of a break. So that's it. Let's get right into it, Scorpio. If you want to get a private reading, go ahead and follow the link on your screen or go into the description, and you can follow the instructions there to get a private reading. Or a tarot answers, which is a 10-minute pre-recorded reading answering one of your questions. Those are turned around the same day. So if you order it today, you'll get your tarot answers within a few hours. And the private readings, we just schedule those. All right, Scorpio, that's my spiel. Let's get right into your reading for the week. We're going to pull out, as we normally do, 3 oracle cards for your week. And then we'll get into your animal spirits. And we'll get into your actual forecast. Love call. Ooh, nice. Somebody's going to give you a love call. Somebody wants to let you know how they feel. Not enough. Wow. Frustrated, right? Ego issues. Not enough. It can be jealousy. It can be frustrations in a relationship. It just seems like you're not getting what you want out of it. Could be a feeling of sort of like really sabotaging yourself as well. Not enough is self-sabotaging. You know, dealing with fear or ego issues. This is oftentimes when you have a relationship and you just fuck it up, you know, or somebody just, one of the two people just fuck up the relationship because they have too many sort of hang-ups or issues. They're too jealous. They're too insecure. Difficult card. Cupid's arrow. And here we have faith in love. Love is coming. There is a surprise around the corner. So for some of you, it could very well be that you've been dealing with someone that's really kept you frustrated in a relationship. And right around the corner, there's a new relationship about to come, right? It's going to be, you know, Cupid's arrow really talks about it being a surprise, right? Out of the blue, suddenly, you know. And then also, of course, we have love call. Very nice. So let's just see how this works out for you. We're going to pull out your animal spirits, and then we're going to go ahead and get into your spread for the week, Scorpio. Animal spirits can really indicate energies that are becoming available or individuals that are, you know, coming across your life this week. You may be coming across them at work, your private life, you know. So animal spirits can really indicate those characteristics of those people. Or they can sometimes talk about a stage in your life that you're coming into. So whatever the case may be, Scorpio, just take it as it comes. Sorry about that. My cat is like turning on the TV. All right. Bat energy. All right. Beautiful air. Interesting. We have the cobra. Wow. It's a long time the cobra has not shown up for a while. It's a long time since this one's been up. And the fire ant, talking about anger, being angered, irritated, frustrated. Not enough talks about that too. The not enough oracle card really talks about being extremely sort of irritated, right? Irritable, frustrated, right? Let's get right into it. The bat. The bat is all about the darkness before the dawn, and the bat really comes out to sort of clear away anything that is left over from the past, right? Whenever we are about to have the dawning of a new day in our lives, you know, symbolic of maybe a new stage or path in our lives, bat energy just reminds us to make sure that we are done with the past, right? Make sure that if anything that is lingering from the past, any sort of, I want to say, connections or, you know, hang-ups, modes of behavior perhaps, or ideas that you have that are, you know, linked to your past or linked to things that no longer serve you, right? Linked maybe to a stage in your life that's gone, or, you know, a relationship that's no longer really there, but you're still holding on to some of the baggage. All of that needs to go in order for you to have a proper sort of rebirth, in order for you to have a really proper new day, right? So for some of you who are trying to perhaps start over again, starting over means really, really letting go of anything that's been holding you back. And so the bat energy, animal spirit, comes into our lives at a time like this when we are starting over to sort of exercise the old. Now the cobra is fire energy, and the cobra talks about being extremely watchful, right? The cobra is the animal spirit really for sort of our inner voice. And this is not really so much talking about our intuitive voice, but this is more the connection we have to ourselves, who we are, right? This connection to our higher selves or our soul, right? And this idea that it's always watching, our higher selves are always watching to make sure that that we are following our path, right? The other thing the Cobra really talks about is welcoming in a teacher, welcoming in sort of answers, Oftentimes the Cobra talks about, the student, the student of life. When we ask certain questions, when we're ready, right? When we're ready to learn certain things about ourselves or about our lives, right? Truly, when we are open in that way, we're ready to be a student, the teacher will come, right? The teacher comes. And it's sort of like an internal thing, always waiting for that time when you're ready to, open up. Are you ready to really learn, or are you still sort of in the space of kind of, making the same mistakes over and over? Or, are you ready to now open yourself up to learning? Are you ready now to open yourself up to a change? And when you are ready for that, that understanding will come, that change will come, the teachings in your life will come, whether it's a teacher or whether it's experiences or what have you. It's an interesting card, the Cobra, because it's a real connection to our higher selves, and it's a conversation we have with our higher selves when we're ready to take on more. Then our higher self will sort of answer that and say, okay, you're ready? Now here you go. It's a real spiritual sort of understanding as well. Now, the fire ant is another fire element. Now, the fire ant is more or less talking about, whereas the Cobra really talks about a certain time in your life where you're ready for a certain change, the fire ant is much more to do with a certain personality type, right? This is more like a characteristic animal spirit. And this is someone who is very irritable, very sort of agitated all the time. The fire ant is the type of person who really requires things to be regimented, like a soldier, just like ants are, in a colony. It's like rules and regulations. They want order. And when things kind of are out of the ordinary or kind of go against that structure, a person who resonates with fire ant energy is going to be very, very unsettled, very easily angered or irritated, like I said. And the best thing to do with somebody who's resonating with this type of energy is just leave them alone. Just like with fire ants in the wild, the best thing to do is just to leave them alone, give them a wide berth, and not engage. Because somebody like this has to really sort of calm themselves down. If you are finding yourself, resonating with this energy in the sense that you are finding yourself just being agitated so easily, much more easily than you normally are, or just being irritated by the lack of structure and order around you, it's time to sort of take a step back, right? Take a step back from everything that's going on and try to gain some perspective. All right, my lovely Scorpios, you got some heavy animal spirits here. Let's see what your week is going to be like. And pull out your 3-card spreads. These spreads are sort of intended to be for separate Scorpios. So again, you may only resonate with one of them at a time or a portion of one, and that's fine. If you don't resonate with this reading at all, that's also fine, right? Because this is only one of many readings out there, and they're not all going to resonate with all people. All right, Scorpio, straight out, we have Queen of Swords, Ace of Swords, and the 7 of Swords. Wow. So right away, this is what we're talking about. Queen of Swords talks about understanding that you need to be yourself in all things, not being willing to play a role or to cover up who you truly are, to wear a mask, to pretend to be something that you're not. Queen of Swords talks about really bringing your authentic self to the table and expecting others to bring their authentic self as well. When you bring your authentic self to any situation, you have a lot more clarity. You know a lot easier what the next step is or what decisions you're going to make because you're being true to yourself. This is also a lot to do with Cobra energy, being true to your higher self, to who you really are, right? Because again, yourself, your soul, your higher spirit is always watching you. It's always there. It's always watching to make sure that you are at the right stages. And when you're ready, to bring the right sort of energy to you. This is all about being very honest with yourself about who you are, being very authentic. And this is what the Queen of Swords is all about. So some of you, Scorpios, are definitely coming into the week with kind of working on this with yourselves. You are met with an Ace of Swords energy. So somewhere along the line, clarity comes in about a situation, perhaps a situation that you have not had much clarity on or that may have been quite confusing up until now. Because you're coming into the week being much more honest with yourself about who you truly are, the clarity is starting to come in. The understanding start to realize why a certain scenario has gone the way it has gone, or a certain situation is where it is, because you're being extremely honest. And like I said, this honesty brings understanding. You do round your week off with a Seven of Swords, though, which is interesting because it feels like Seven of Swords is still the card for futility, and despite the fact that you know what's going on, it seems to be as though there's still no way to fix it or get around it. Like, the understanding is coming in. Ace of Swords definitely talks about clarity and understanding, but yet you still feel so futile, right? The actions that you're taking as a result of this understanding is still not bringing in what you want. It's still not enough, right? It's still not enough. And it feels very much like the situation is futile. It may just have to be that you have to just let go of whatever this, whatever this objective is, right? It feels very much like also for some of you, you're getting this understanding coming in and this clarity. You kind of know your part that you had to play in a particular scenario. And it's time really to kind of move on, because even though you do understand more why things went the way they went, let's say if this is a friendship or a love connection that fell apart, mentally, yes, you understand, but it's still kind of like too late, right? Sometimes we learn lessons, and that doesn't mean that we can go back and fix things. It just means that we've learned lessons, and going forward, we may have to change our behavior, but it doesn't necessarily mean that we can go back and change what happened. What happened, happened, and so I think you're going to realize that, because this week, you're going to find out that despite that you understand where things went wrong, it's futile to sort of try to go back and fix it. You may simply have to move on. 10 of Cups. Queen of Cups, another queen, and the Strength card showing up again. So some of you are definitely coming into this week with a commitment in love having happened. You've come together with someone, right? 10 of Cups is a real coming together. It's a real completion. Some of you may indeed have gotten married recently or really recommitted to a love connection. In any case, it's, the connection has been sort of solidified, right? The connection has been sort of stabilized, and now it's time to move forward. 10 of Cups, 10s are completion, and it's the beginning, right, of the next stage. So for some of you, it's like the beginning of your next stage in life with your partner right beside you. Coming into this week with this beautiful energy, you're met with a Queen of Cups. So it's interesting because it's like somebody comes in to you and they are being very sort of I want to say for some of you Scorpios, this is almost like a test, because you have your lover, you have your completion, but this Queen of Cups is somebody coming in who really wants to hand you a cup of love. This could be somebody outside of this relationship. It could be a Cupid's arrow or a love call. Somebody who wants to come in. They're really sharing their heart with you. They're really opening up to you. And you round the week off with Strength energy, which is interesting because it feels like you're having to put some boundaries in place with this person, because you have your love connection here. You know who you love. You're with them. You've recommitted. And out of nowhere, this Queen of Cups comes. It could be an ex or someone who's had their eye on you for some time. And now that they see that you are moving on with your life, all of a sudden they're coming in, and they may indeed be trying to sort of charm you in a way, or come in and make you feel as though, oh, what about me? And Queen of Cups generally is a very emotionally healthy and stable person. But here we're just talking about the energy that this person is sort of putting out, right? And Queen of Cups energy, in the sense that they're being very sort of seductive, very open, very receptive. They know all the buttons to push, right? Like I said, this could be an ex or somebody you've dealt with before that already knows how to handle you, Scorpio. In any case, you round the week off with strength energy, in the sense that you are realizing you're going to have to put boundaries in place with this person. This person could definitely sabotage your relationship here if you don't put the right boundaries in place. And so strength really talks about being strong, realizing that, this energy here may indeed be a danger to you and your partner, because maybe you can't resist them. Maybe there is still like a little bit of a love connection there, or certainly attraction. In any case, you're having to be very, very strong to make sure that you don't allow this energy of this person to come in and ruin this beautiful 10 of Cups that you have right here. Sun, Page of Cups, and 5 of Swords. So this is your last spread, Scorpio. Sun energy comes in to bring a lot of sort of clarity and awareness and room for growth, right? The sun allows things to grow. And so this week you are coming in feeling really, some of you are coming in with sun energy feeling really good. You're in the center of everything. All eyes are on you. You're getting a lot of attention, but you're also just feeling really happy. And sun also brings reaffirmations that you are exactly where you need to be with your life. And it's just feeling very, very good, right? There's also feeling that, there is room now to grow and to move forward. Someone comes into you this week, a Page of Cups, right? They see you doing really well. They see the sun is literally just beaming out of you. And they come in, they have sort of overcome their little fear, and they come in and they want to let you know that they love you, or that they care about you. They may try to contact you. Again, love call. They may be trying to contact you or call you. Let you know. They may, offer you, they may say, listen, can we go out for coffee, or let's have a little, can we go out on a little date, or they want to, they're just coming out there to you and letting you know. You round the week, though, up with a 5 of Swords. And this is quite interesting, because 5 of Swords is the number, the card for defeat. Sorry about that. I have to wait until the sirens go by. It is a card for defeat, 5 of Swords. And oftentimes, it's when we are embroiled in a power battle or dynamic with someone who really isn't playing fairly, right? And they, you just are like, look, I don't want to battle with you. I don't want to be in the muck with you. I'd rather just say you win and I move on. So somewhere along the line, this is interesting, because you give up, right? You take the high road. Yet you have this love coming in. So where is this? It could be that this 5 of Swords, it could be an ex-lover of yours, right? Who's trying to sort of like battle with you, trying to make you sort of maybe get you to come back to them or what have you. But you kind of decide, look, I'm not going to carry on this with you. I don't want to like lower myself to your level. And so I'm not going to do this. However, this interaction here has something to do with this Page of Cups coming in. They may be this person's ex-lover, right? They may be this person's friend or ex or something like that. And they don't like the fact that this person has come into you, Scorpio. In any case, there is a power struggle. There is an argument, or there is a struggle, right? Somewhere along the line, it has certainly something to do with this individual wanting to share their cup of love with you, wanting to get closer to you. But you're not willing to fight. And this almost feels like somebody who's trying to force you into a competition for this person's affections. It's like, fighting over a man or a woman. And you're just not willing to do that, Scorpio. You're not willing to fight for somebody or fight over somebody. Either they choose you and that's it, or not, right? But you're not willing to sort of like engage in that kind of petty energy. And that's what this feels like. It feels like somebody who really, really wants to get you into sort of a grudge match or a fight or some, real silly kind of competitive sort of dynamic, right? To see who wins this Page of Cups heart, right? And you simply say no. You simply say no, I'm not willing. If they want me, they know where I'm at, but I'm not willing. If they want you, that's fine too, but I'm not going to engage in this. It's quite interesting. And certainly it is a case of... it is a case of you really sort of taking control as well over a situation, in the sense that, you know, you won't be manipulated, right? You refuse to be manipulated. You refuse to sort of be, I want to say, dragged into a toxic codependent situation, right? You refuse to be the person that says it's not enough, right? You don't want to sabotage your own relationships by acting a certain way. And if this person is coming towards you, Scorpio, if they know what's good for them, they're going to pick you anyway, because whoever this person is who's kind of trying to come in and fight with you or sort of compete with you for their affections, it's a real sort of lower energy attitude. And, you know, this person here is going to be very toxic for anyone, right? So it's up to you, right, Scorpio? You're deciding, hey, listen, you know, if you want me, you can have me, but I'm not going to sort of fight in the mud for you. And it's really interesting. I wouldn't be surprised if this person wants you even more because of the fact that you're willing to take the high road. All right, guys, this is your reading, February 1st to the 7th. Scorpio, I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, subscribe, and share. Don't forget to let me know if you are interested in being in the draw for the Love Oracle cards. I will be announcing the winner over the Valentine's Day period. If you are interested, don't forget to just leave me a comment. Be a subscriber. Leave me a comment. Let me know that you're interested. And don't forget to hit the bell so that when the winner video comes out, to notify everyone who the winner is, that you can contact me with your email and information so that I can actually send you the deck. All right, guys, if you want to get a private reading, of course, follow the links at the top of your screen. 10-minute recorded tarot answers is a perfect service for you to check out if you don't want to get a full reading, but you just like to have one of your questions answered, and that's the same day turnaround, like I said before. All right, Scorpio, have a wonderful, wonderful week, and I'll see you next week for your weekly. Bye-bye now.